And there have been reports that I have not personally been able to confirm of 50 workers being in the building at the time, and around 43 as of when I read the reports a couple of minutes ago, 43 people were still trapped inside. And there's also a very shocking footage that is making the rounds and going viral on Thai Twitter and on the internet of this building, this apartment building that was swaying, and the water from the pool has spilled over, and that is probably the first video that really shook the internet.
So let's get more now on that breaking story of the earthquake in Myanmar. The military government there hasn't yet said anything publicly, but in neighbouring Thailand, the government has declared a state of emergency. A building has collapsed in Bangkok. It's around 1,400 kilometres away from the epicentre of these earthquakes. Let's speak now to Teirra Kamolvattanavith, who is an award-winning producer, a director, a journalist and co-founder of the Third Culture Productions. Teirra lives in Bangkok. Morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us. So tell me, where were you and what did you experience when this earthquake struck?
I was eating lunch at my house when the shake started. And at first, I have never experienced an earthquake before, not in Bangkok at this scale. And it was very shocking. I didn't even connect the dots that it was an earthquake initially. I thought I was kind of feeling lightheaded. I thought it was something wrong with me. But it was when my dog started panicking and my partner started speaking about how he was experiencing the shake as well, that we realized that, oh, it's probably an earthquake. So we ran outside because at first we were like, oh, is it just our house? Something's happening to our house. We live in a 2-story and we were on the first floor. But then we saw some of the trees shaking, and we experienced the ground shaking. I was losing my balance and I had to hold on to like the house just to keep steady. And also we have a water tank, which is a little older, and the water was swooshing inside. So that was when we realized it was an earthquake, and I went online immediately, and that was when I realized that everybody on X and my friends were all messaging each other and being like, oh my gosh, did you experience that? And I think people weren't even comprehending in the first 2 minutes or so that it was an earthquake. There were a lot of questions like, what are we experiencing? Is this an earthquake? Is this really happening? And then when it stopped and people got time to kind of settle and read up on what was happening, that was when we realized it was an earthquake.
And was it one incident? Was it several? How long did it last?
I don't remember how long it lasted. I want to say a couple of minutes, maybe no more than 5 minutes. Right now I'm still keeping updated because there has been reports that there would be aftershocks, but I have yet to experience those, or maybe they're not significant for us to feel like the first time. But so the quake started around 1:20 p.m. And the epicenter was, as you mentioned, in Myanmar. And we experienced it around 1:20, and around 2 there were reports of an afterquake that was supposed to happen around 2 till 3, but the timing is a little unpredictable, and there have been the timing of the aftershocks have been conflicting. And as of right now, it's 3:16 in Bangkok. I have not personally experienced aftershocks yet.
And just give us a sense of what it was like outside, because I'm reading from the live reports coming in, for example, that a skyscraper has collapsed in Bangkok. Thai media is reporting that, with 43 people trapped inside. As you look in your neighbourhood, is there destruction outside? Can you tell that an earthquake has happened? Is it obvious?
For me personally, because we are in a 2-story house, there has thankfully not been any damages, but I am seeing a lot of pictures from my friends that are sending through our messaging groups that are their walls have cracked or their furniture have moved. Many of the people that are residing or are currently working in high-rises or higher apartments have been evacuated because of the reports of the aftershock. Many people have left work, and a lot of offices have closed for the day, and they are staying outside and trying to stay as safe as possible while the aftershock could still be coming. And just to address the the news about the skyscraper collapsing. From what I read, it is a building under construction that is in the Chatuchak area, and it's a very congested area. It's a very popular area because of the Chatuchak weekend market. And there have been reports that I have not personally been able to confirm of 50 workers being in the building at the time, and around 43 as of when I read the reports a couple of minutes ago. 43 people were still trapped inside. And there's also a very shocking footage that is making the rounds and going viral on Thai Twitter and on the internet of this building, this apartment building that was swaying, and the water from the pool has spilled over, and that is probably the first video that really shook the internet and was going viral post the quake.
How often does Bangkok get affected by earthquakes? Have you had this experience before? I'm just wondering how prepared Bangkok is for this incident.
I have personally never experienced anything like this. And I spoke to my father after the incident. I called him to make sure he was okay. And he is in his 70s, and he has never experienced anything like this. So it's very unprecedented, very shocking. I think there's quite a sense of panic amongst locals right now because it's something very new to us. And we are very unprepared to handle something like this. There's on Thai X, there's a lot of graphics being shared about how to react or how to get yourself safe after the earthquake, just because people really don't know what to do. Should they stay in their apartment? Should they, so there are a little bit of graphics that are kind of telling people what to do. I have seen that there are an emergency line that people can call if they are trapped in a building or if they need assistance, emergency assistance. And I think because this is so new to us, I think the reports of the damages is still unfolding. So I think it will be interesting to see how our infrastructure that has never been designed to particularly withstand regular earthquakes will hold up following the quake. And I know that the Prime Minister has declared an emergency meeting to assess the impact of the earthquake and to kind of regroup and plan what to do.
Teirra, thank you so much for speaking to us this morning. I'm really grateful to you, and do take care.
Thank you for having me.
That is Teirra Kamolvattanavith, who is an award-winning producer, a director, a journalist, co-founder of Third Culture Productions. She lives in Bangkok. She was talking there about how she was in her apartment when it struck. First of all, she thought maybe she was having some kind of funny turn. Then she realised when her dog started reacting and her partner also felt unwell that it was more than that, and she went outside. I mean, the details we have at the moment are that it was a 7.7 magnitude earthquake that struck central Myanmar. That's according to the US Geological Survey. Not much information coming out of Myanmar at the moment, but we do know that these strong tremors were felt hundreds of miles away. It's around 800 miles away in Thailand and also in southwest China. If you look online, there are some incredible images. I mean, Teirra mentioned there about the huge building swaying with the water from the rooftop swimming pool just coming over the edges, brimming over the edges, but also huge cracks in roads, things like that. So it's clearly going to be some time before people are able to assess the true damage. But at the moment, it certainly seems the most pressing issue is that tower which has collapsed, which we understand from Teirra was under construction in Bangkok, with at least 43 people thought to be trapped inside. We'll, of course, keep you updated on all of that.
Just a couple of things to add as well. This reporting coming from Reuters. So 3 residents of Mandalay, one of Myanmar's largest cities, told Reuters they saw multiple buildings collapsing as scores of people ran out onto the streets when the quake hit. For context, the epicentre was about 17 kilometres from that city of Mandalay, which has a population of about 1.5 million people. The other thing just to note as well is that the Stock Exchange of Thailand suspended all trading activity for the rest of the afternoon. There has been some suggestion that a state of emergency has been declared in Thailand, and we're awaiting further information from Myanmar, where there's been no immediate word on damage from authorities. Although, once again, I'll go to Reuters reporting here, that Myanmar Fire Services Department says, we've started the search and going around Yangon to check for casualties and damage. So far, we have no information yet.